Courtney, I moved to Park City.
Oh,
I'm
congratulations.
so excited. Now I'm a mountain girl again.
Amazing.
I know. I'm so happy. We just got in last night. My dog's still freaked out. He's sitting in the car.
Aw.
I know. I'll tell you. Let's see. I don't know how you, oh, there we go. This is from my balcony. I think.
Oh, so cute.
Okay, look.
Oh, so
One of
nice. It's
one of
clear
my,
there.
oh yeah,
It's
one of
so
my
smoky
many
here.
views.
Beautiful. Those are cute places too. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, well, I've owned this for 10 years, 10, 11 years since 2016.
Oh,
So
nice.
10 years. Yeah, very excited.
Congratulations.
Yes, now I'm
And you
on
have
your
no
time.
smoke, so that's good. It's very smoky
Ugh.
here.
Driving here, there were three fires that I passed, and I couldn't see the flames, but I could see the red. You know how that is? Oh,
Yeah.
let's still. Okay, here I'll give you a tour since I'm on here.
Okay.
This is my kitchen.
Oh, wow. So cute. Beautiful.
I need to get a desk. One of the bedrooms, one of my
Nice.
other views. More congested than it was when I bought it here. There was nothing across the street. That's pretty much it.
More people to meet.
Yeah. Then got that side view. There's cycling
Beautiful.
over and hiking, and we got a little dog park. Oh, there's my doggie.
Oh, hi.
Leo, need to say hi. Okay. And then the upstairs, I have a downstairs bedroom, and the upstairs bedroom is my, it's like a big suite. It's
Amazing.
my bedroom. Yeah, but the only thing is, I'm exhausted from going up and down the stairs. I'm gonna get in killer shape, just running the stairs up and down all day. It's pretty cool here. Oh, hi, Di.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Robin, whatever that was.
Oh, I moved. I'm in
You
Park City
made the
now.
official move.
I'm here.
You're in Park City.
Yeah.
My favorite, no joke, favorite place to be in the summer.
Oh, well, anytime you want to come, I got
Okay.
extra space.
All right. Did everyone hear that?
Did
Let me
everyone
get.
hear that? I have
Do,
extra space.
I meant three. I need three witnesses. So when I
I have
show
two
up,
extra. I have two extra bedrooms in the studio condo.
oh my gosh, look how love. Oh my gosh, Robin. Well, you're gonna see me, is what I'm gonna say. It is my truly favorite place in the summer.
Excellent.
There's
Everybody's
nothing
welcome.
like Mountain Meadow summer. It is stunning. The weather is, San Diego is pleasant. Park City is stunning. And everything about it is just unbelievable. And I think probably Courtney lives in a place near Crested Butte. I don't know where Courtney is now, but probably similar. Courtney, she's yeah, she's in Colorado, but I think it's similar, maybe a little more humid in Colorado, maybe.
She said it's smoky,
Say it again.
right
Oh, there's problems with
now,
fire.
though, from the fire.
Okay, here's Courtney. Courtney, can you hear me? Uh, is your weather similar to Park City? I'm thinking much more humid.
No, it's very similar, very
Very
dry.
similar, dry. So we
Yeah.
can all go to Courtney's as
Yes.
well.
You are welcome. You're all
So
welcome.
I wanted to ask first about the humidity. You notice I'm clever.
Yeah, I mean, this morning it
Can I ask a
was
question about the damn
38. It's 38 this morning, and then it warms up. It doesn't really ever get any warmer than 75 in
Right.
the summer.
It's
So
a
Yeah.
little warmer here.
Park
beautiful.
City has been my most favorite summer ever, and I'm gonna say Courtney's place is gonna be now my second most favorite place ever. So if you don't already know, I find out where people have cottages and cabins, and then I spend the entire summer going there to people. So I already have Denise's Lake Arrowhead place on my
Ooh.
calendar. Uh, I'm joking, of course, completely, and I am going to Denise's Lake Arrowhead.
Eric is so excited about that.
I am so excited because I'm going to write an amazing review, which is part of the exchange. And I'm also honest and can speak to what is beautiful and what you have to prepare for,
That's perfect.
right? Which is ultimately what a good review, like, bring extra X because you're just going to need that bug spray, for example. Okay, so we have Jean here. We're going to start today. And I'm going to put this on
Hey,
record
Jean.
because I
Hi,
know
guys.
I'm going to turn it towards Jean here.
Oh my God.
We were neighbors for a week.
Yes, how exciting. So here's Jean uh, over there. Can everybody see Jean live and in person?
I'm here. I'm here.
This melon color is actually red, her red for
Red.
4th of July.
Blue is my glasses,
And I have
and white
turquoise
is my skin.
and bright pink.
My
So,
relatives are all black. So
I
get to
want,
say that.
Jean gave us this gift when she was here last time. And I didn't want to open it without Jean.
And I forgot to open it.
And I didn't want to open it without
You
Jean
didn't
here.
forget.
No. So because it's going to hang here, I haven't decided where yet, but so I want Jean to be able to share this. Look at this.
This
Is that incredible?
is the Tibetan Great Heart Mantra that I have hanging in my room. I have had this since I met His Holiness the 33rd Abbot of Menri in Cleveland, where he was doing his work, and he's now deceased. And I bought this for, I asked Diana if she wanted one because of the mandala at the top. And we had just
We
had
were doing.
our lessons, thank you, Di, on the mandala. And what I had a piece of paper to tell everybody who was interested, but of course left it at home in the mess, is I will say it as I was taught by His Holiness. O matri muye sole do. Each of these syllables, there's 2 or 3 ways I took it. Om, we all know what Om means, but the others each represent a color. I'm sure 2 of them are red and blue.
Yes.
And
you're white.
and I'm white. They also represent different Buddhas before the Buddha.
Yes.
Because this is ancient. This is
Yes,
before.
before.
So Ma is a Buddha.
That's right.
One represents Sherab Tonpa, I think is the name.
Yes.
And then the third way is each of those colors and deities then represents a way to overcome one of the hindrances, one of the problems, one of the issues that we face. So when you say "O Machamuya Salidu," I mean, he was like on the beads when he taught it to us. You are vanquishing the things that bother all of us,
All
suffering
hindrance,
humans.
all suffering.
And so I love the Sangha. I've always loved the Sangha, and I love Diana more than I can say, and wanted her to have it, and she wanted
I
us
want
to
to put
have
it up. Yes.
So
Can
did
we
you have a
say
spot?
Can we say the syllables with you one time?
Om,
Om,
Ma,
Ma,
Tree,
Tree,
Muya,
Muya,
Sale,
Sale,
Du.
Du. That I've got down. I've got the Tibetan Du.
Sale, Du. And if you'd like I have this all on one page, what each thing means. I'll try to remember to bring it next week.
Well,
And
we'll
if
keep
you guys
practicing
let
a
me
little
know.
bit.
Yeah, but it's nice to, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think about what it means because I just know it was so special. He came to Cleveland many times, And that's where I was introduced to Bon, which is the original Buddhism and
Yes.
Buddhism.
Yes, lovely. Jean,
So
thank
for
you.
my Sangha,
Thank
with my
you.
love.
Thank you
So
so
much
much.
love. I don't
Oh,
know where
goodness.
you want it.
Will you hang it? Can somebody reach Jim LaBelle, maybe? Tall fellow.
Tall fellow named Jim, one of these,
Hang it right on that heart there.
and then everybody can walk into it.
Can we reach it? Just wrap it around the heart if we can reach up there. No?
No.
I thought it might.
Yeah.
How about the little hook?
I think we need a gardening S hook.
Yeah,
How about
ultimately.
if you take it off, Jim, unhook it,
Yeah.
and then just put it through.
Nothing like an engineer.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, now-
Oh, it won't matter. Don't worry.
That's the way it was.
No, don't worry. Just
See, I'm just gonna sit down now. My part's over.
Jim's gonna work on that.
What do I do now?
Jim,
stand there.
I'll just stand
Well,
there.
we need it.
There's a hook over there.
That's perfect.
It's right there.
We have Jim standing now.
Can I borrow
What?
this? What if you go like this? Oh, you know, that's
That's
exactly what we were gonna do.
exactly
Yeah,
it.
so
Hook
yeah,
it.
yeah, hook it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing
And
like a
woman.
mom.
An engineer and a woman.
An engineer and a woman got it together. Because left to their own device.
And the mandala, I want you guys to know I've had mine for years with no mandala on it. I've never seen one with a mandala on it. And I just love the mantra so much I wanted one in a different mood.
Okay.
Yay!
So
I
the
don't even
mandala,
want to look at it.
I don't need to look at it, I've seen it.
Not at all. Those here have
That was all.
But right when we had our mandala teaching,
fabulous.
I found
Okay.
one with the mandala.
So here we are.
Thank you, Di.
You're so welcome. Thank you. We're going to keep including that because it's here for us, and I don't think ever anything is accidental. Neither do I believe Jean's being here is, or the arrival of this beautiful mandala and the mantra. And so we incorporate all of these things. So today, I'm going to see if I can't find. Did I send out? I think I did a little. I sent it again because I know that, for example, Antonio Machado, another favorite, very much a part of my early years in mindfulness. And often read, has a couple of poems, by the way, if you choose to look them up, on this idea of the garden. Several, more than one. And he wrote one that's, when I looked for it, it appears very quickly, and it begins with something like, last night I had a dream, which was very much harkened me back to Martin Luther King Jr., which then invited my thoughts about our country. And it wasn't even the poem I was particularly seeking, and it was beautiful remembrance, right? So whenever those accidents, those are happy accident, use them, right? Because we're going to be talking today then about how everything in every moment, everything, I really mean this, and it's hard for us, in every moment has the potential to be a nutriment. And it's very challenging, this idea, isn't it? Because I don't necessarily like it. It might taste bitter. It's not the way I wanted it to be. It's hard because there were some other potential attachments, right? Means letting go of something in order to be able to be with the blessing and the nutriment of the present moment. And so we're going to be using today the metaphor of the garden, because if we just pay attention here for a moment, you will also notice that everything is a contribution, including the decomposing fruit that, right, falls to the ground, the leaves, dead leaves that have fallen that become mulch and compost, I just had a beautiful lady out finally after, 15 years. I decide I need some help with the fruit trees. And she's very clear very quickly that somehow, really in spite of me, this garden has continued to flourish. And I was very inspired by that. She's like, oh my God, you're drowning every tree. Oh my God, you've never once sprayed a thing. Oh my God. And she wasn't being harsh. I really felt like she was a true Dharma teacher in this way because she was inviting a wisdom that I had finally, after a lot of years, been ready to open to. Now, I've had this garden a while. I haven't thought to have one person out here basically, except to put one more thing in, to go, how do you take care of this? And what are the right conditions? Well, hang on to this, folks. What are the conditions under which I can best propagate now that tree? And then the other question I keep asking is for who? For who am I wanting to propagate that tree? And the answer is actually not for me. It is for my son and his wife. And then beyond that, right, who will one day live here? Right? And then I realized, well, this was the whole definition, hasn't it been, of what we are looking at as we investigate these words and then the realities of how do I live this now? How do I be with resentment now in a way that actually bears fruit? Not how do I get rid of resentment, not how do I get rid of depression, because it's not useful, is it? In fact, it costs us further suffering because we already are whatever it is we are then, isn't it, in this moment? Very much like the garden. And I'm going to use the pecan tree back in the back of us here. This is one of the few pecan trees, by the way, in San Diego. One of the few, and I believe there are three. The giant tree behind us here that holds the hawk and the owl family and the crows and the starlings and infinite other things we can't even imagine, and likely has a root system now. And the tree is, we know for sure, over 80 years old, is likely this neighborhood. This tree is in our neighborhood. It is our neighborhood. It goes every.
She knows the origin.
Yeah.
I do know the origin. The origin story, it's lovely. So thank you, Jim, for asking. The origin story is a gentleman lived here in the 60s who was the Confederate colonel actor in the movie Gone with the Wind. I get goosebumps. The Confederate colonel actor in Gone with the Wind. And he was an exotic tree fanatic. He had over 250 trees at one time on this property. And then, of course, time, aging, and other factors. Disease, the white fly, right, all kinds, and wrong conditions, right, the wrong conditions. And so we have several things that were a Japanese apple that really just hangs on somehow because it's right. And so what has happened is that pecan tree, in spite of the realities of the conditions here, has gone on to become this tree. And the tree we are all sitting on now, because the roots go all over this neighborhood and informs every other plant that there is. Informs every other plant. And so look at that endurance, that set of conditions, that presence in it. And we sit on it and under it every Saturday and forget. What do we forget? Let's not talk about the tree. What do we forget?
All connected.
You are that tree. You are that tree. You are held by that tree, supported by that tree, shaded by that tree, fed, literally, by that tree. The crows here, of course, pick the pecans, throw them on our roof, mostly on our solar panels, I might add, because they're particularly apt. Crack the pecan, eat the pecan. The seeds are planted. We have not been successful, because Peter's been watching, for the seeds, because the conditions have to be too right. So we're not able to propagate that way. But we can then propagate in infinite, can't we, other ways. And then what is the difference between ourselves and that tree? Mostly nothing, right? Mostly, and then something.
We're smart.
No, not even close. Tree's much smarter. Tree's got it over us big time.
The
But-
tree doesn't break down and it holds steady, regardless
holds
of the
steady.
condition.
In a way that is very unself-conscious.
I want to say the tree doesn't judge.
The tree doesn't judge. What else?
It doesn't ask anything.
Doesn't ask anything.
It doesn't have preferences.
No preferences. And our capacity, that tree's in this regard majestic. And we have the capacity to choose. Don't we? We have the capacity to choose that steadiness, non-bias, non-judgment, commitment to providing nourishment, shade, root system, values, principles, and then choosing beyond that a way of being. Choosing each moment a way of being. The tree just is it in its beauty. And we learn, don't we, from that tree. You hear the crows are now having a conversation about in the tree. I think that's a kind of coffee hour. Right. So do we get this idea? And we all say we love nature, right? We love nature. But I want us to do more. I want us to actually make contact. We're going to do that today in our practice, really just being present in it to see how it informs our own wisdom.
We are nature.
We are it. That's why. So we use the teachers all around us, including nature. Don't we? We use nature as an informer, not less than, of course, in any way. And then we use that in some way, amazingly, as a model. How do I establish deep roots? How do I support this soil? I didn't understand that tree itself has provided something called mycorrhizae, which is, if you know enough, fungal, all kinds of things that actually feed the soil, which makes everything here grow. It informs, as we understand from the mycelium web, informs this, right? So in spite of me, said the arborist, in spite of me, this grows. And now I hope, because of me, it can continue. And I believe that's also possible because of me. Because now I'm going to get my horticultural oil and my special plant soap, and I now have a wand that's going to go upside down to get the leaf. all these things that actually are important. I will not rely simply on this tree, because what would that be? Now, as all that it offers, I will also be a willing recipient, grateful recipient. But why can't I just rely on it? Selfish, dramatically,
Self-centered.
very dramatically so. And the tree won't last either.
Every living thing deserves care
It's care.
and nurturing.
Yes. And that requires what first, Dia? Before care. And you are completely correct. Dia said everything is deserving of care. It's care. What comes before care?
Awareness,
Yeah, attention.
intention.
Attention, intention. You have to be willing, wanting to see, willing to look, and then taking in the Dharma of it, right? So I could have walked around the garden with this lovely lady and gone, well, she's not acknowledging all my good efforts. And I don't like what she's saying, so I'm gonna close my ears really and just walk with her and then go, I don't like you. I don't like you. You're not saying, oh, how beautiful and how. I was so excited. Truly. I was so happy to go, I can contribute actually something now besides sticking the plant in the ground, which I want to count as something. But beyond that, I want to be the purveyor, the steward, the elder of the plant, of the earth. And then I want to make sure that it gets passed down to who? Those who are going to inherit it. It is not even sufficient for me any longer just to care well for the plants. I'm thrilled at the possibility. And it is not enough because I want this to be here longer than me, not for me, and not as legacy. Not as legacy. Why? Not as legacy. No. Why? Ownership's still there,
Self-centered too.
isn't it?
Passive. Legacy is passive.
Uh-huh.
What you're talking about.
My yard, that my, right, that die plant, blah, blah, blah. It really, can you feel it like, ugh, right? Not at all. Because I want them to be caretakers. I want my children and their dogs and whatever to participate. Don't you? You want that, which means we participate. And then based on that, I want to thank everyone so much for getting it together so amazingly for Philabelli. Thursday, I was brought to tears by the response. Because I already know everybody had something else they could have done. That's not lost. It wasn't lost on me, and by the way, it's not lost on Philabelli. Everybody had something else because it was that day, right? I was going somewhere and somebody else was, right? So I want to thank the Sangha not only for their continued compassionate action, but for the way that the Sangha rallied as a response to something. And that's the point. Now, interestingly, if we wouldn't have, it would have been okay, right? But there will be a moment, won't there? We're just training for the moment where there is no option now. You must be willing to go. You must be willing to act. You must be willing to step in, right? There's that day also. And that's training for that. I don't know how it went, but I am certain it was spectacular. And it doesn't matter what food was there or wasn't there, right? But by the very willingness. And so thank you. Deep bows to you. So do we get this idea as we're moving through, we're on our 91st day, I think? Is that 92nd day? Did anybody know?
92nd day.
Today's 92nd day, 9 days left, including today, 8 days left, including today. I really want us to use the little ritual that we're doing, which is finding that pebble or that stone every day, holding it, cultivating a particular quality. A particular quality. It is very much like our intention setting every morning, right? I first check in, just like what's needed here. Maybe self-love, maybe self-appreciation, maybe just not beating myself up so much. Maybe that. And then the pebble represents that commitment, right? And also what? That potential. That potential. I am capable of this. Like the solidness, the stability of that stone, and the holding it is also my, right? I am committed to this much. And then we're going to put, starting today, pebbles in, or stone, or a rock, or whatever you have. And if you don't, Jim's got something for you. Anybody who doesn't have one, these are little gemstone mushrooms that have come from our journey work. So if you don't have one with you, we will be doing that. And for those on Zoom, we will be, I'll be asking for your intention or reflection later. Is there any more about this we want to say? I didn't use one of my notes. I write 4 pages of notes. You get them. This is good.
It is good.
Whatever I didn't say, you'll read. But, right, understanding of why we're spending so much time on this. It is no longer anything about aging, is it? Because aging is going to happen, like it or not. Everyone is going to age, and it will have very little to do with what we're talking about. We're talking about the Bodhisattva path, is what we're talking about. And this then becomes, without the words, the Bodhisattva vow. Because you've committed now to every day. And by the way, it begins beautifully with gratitude. Doesn't it? Because if we don't remember, recognize the blessings that we are being gifted, given, offered, receiving, and being, by the way, it's not a one-way street. We are also that gift. We are also the gifter and the giver. If we don't remember that, there cannot be sufficient humility. Can you see how those things go together? How does gratitude lead to humility? Because without humility, there can be no compassion. So I'm going to just let that string sit there for a minute. Without gratitude, there can be no humility. And without that humility, there can be no compassion, which then leads on to what? Stewardship, eldership, and the Bodhisattva ideal. So I want you to reflect on that for a minute. If you have some ideas, you can write it in chat. I'll say it again. How does gratitude, this 92nd day of practice, a way of being, without that, recognizing the blessings being gifted to you throughout all time, coming from all directions, and ultimately all people. That guy, yes, that guy. How does it lead to the essential humility. Because what did Jean just say to me? As long as you think this yard's about you, we all have a problem. Don't we? All. Most particularly me. The suffering is most particularly mine, not yours. You're just sad for the suffering, right? You're sad for the suffering. Because what do you know? She can't keep that. And there's infinite, we just talked about the pecan tree as one, infinite factors contributing to anything beautiful, anything that's nourishing, anything that grows, anything that's wise, anything, right? Infinite, often unknowable, unseeable, we call that karma, don't we? We go, yeah, can't know it all, can't see it all. Conditions and causes well beyond my eyes, ears, time and space capacity. We call that karma, rightly. Knowing its impact influence, right? You could say for sure, there it is, and you can't say what it is. I don't know. But you know it. Okay. Gratitude, essential. Recognition of all that has, and we never get to the all, but we know it's more that we have been gifted, which then leads us to at least some kind of being humble for the receipt. Doesn't
Well,
it?
I have an example.
Yes.
We have a family member who though may give to homeless people like money, but still has a mentality that people who are on, assisted help, that they're, just bums and
Lazy.
this and lazy, and it's their choice to be that way. Not being grateful that you have a job, or that you even have a home, or that you have others that you can rely on. Not recognizing that, you become less connected to understand and have compassion for someone when they don't have something. So having that humility, you understand that everyone's going to lose everything, and that you are not always in charge of everything. So it isn't just about that if you just work hard, you will have
It
a
all works
home.
out.
That you understand that and have compassion for those when they are in circumstances that they did not choose or actively create necessarily.
That's right. We were together in Vegas, and there was a statement made, something like, yeah, I saw the suffering, I would say, an acknowledgement. I saw the suffering, but then I thought, I'm going to give that person money and they're just going to go buy cigarettes. And I said, that might be true. That might be true. But what could you have offered? Maybe you could have said, let's walk into the Starbucks and I'll buy you a sandwich. This was like a lightning bolt. Like a lightning bolt. Oh, like, right? And then Libby and I, this is how perfect the universe is. We're driving home and we walk into the Burger King-ish, I forgot which place. Oh, it was actually Burger King. Right. We walk into the Burger King and someone walks up to me. Jimmy Dean. And Jimmy walks up to me and Jimmy says, lady, do you have any money? And by the way, I didn't. And I said, no, Jimmy, I don't have any money, but I could buy you breakfast. How about that? And I don't need to go on. But the long of the conversation is Jimmy and I, and then Libby, hung out for a while. And at the end, Jimmy sang us a song he had written, a rap song.
Oh, wow.
And he said, I want to sing this for you. A couple stanzas.
Yeah.
Well done. Right?
Yeah.
And so a complete exchange. Complete exchange. The fruit had ripened, and it was nourishing. And we often don't recognize it.
And
Now,
now we're getting the nourishment. Thank
much
you.
more than
It's
Jimmy.
going.
And I got a lot more than Jimmy. I got a lot more than Jimmy. And there it was right in front of me, which is that's right. Be it. Live it, breathe it, be it. Don't talk to your brother about it. This is a wholly insufficient program. Do not be a teacher. Be the teaching. Right? Like that tree. Right. I hear a little sound. And I want to make sure before we do our practice that everyone is dry. Should they choose that?
Sorry, I brought it from
What I
Ohio.
will have you do is sit here, because I've got a chair over there. No, get over.
The wet is, we just got a little rain for those of you who are here. It's how amazing, again, more delightful than any.
That's a great picture.
So we're going to get a little moisture, a little extra nourishment is starting to happen.
There's room up here.
There's room, plenty of room up here.
The cloud sees exactly.
It's not raining
Rule
that
from
much.
the universe.
Not so bad. Thank you, Greg.
What I noticed about the tree
Yes,
is the tree looks like it's driving.
yes,
It's a two-way street.
yes. It is definitely a two-way street. If we ever think it's a one-way street, check back. Check back. If you ever think it's just you giving, I have thought this many, many, many times. In fact, I have a little motto I taped somewhere in my brain, which is, why is it always me? Why is it always me? Why is it always me? How perfectly blessed am I that it is me? Truly. How lucky, fortunate am I that it is me? Because I have been privileged as the gift, the giver, and the receiver, as have you. Okay.
And don't you think that there's an aspect about you a lot of times that is just open?
Yes.
And so I think people just sort of, they see that or they know, and they know.
Yes.
They can come up and ask you.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
And without thinking about being open.
No, you're not.
Right, just the openness, no different than the tree in this, the beingness, that we learn how to trust, I think. But I think it takes 50 to 60 years to do it. I think it takes that long. I think we're ripening the whole time, by the way. Ripening still, I would say, for me and all of those of us now in the near elder.
I still feel green.
I'm trying to be careful about the word because I know. But as we said before, what is the stewardship of this life? The stewardship, whether you have land or you do not, is not at all the point.
The Buddha taught gratitude first before receiving all of the wisdom.
That's right.
To provide.
That's right.
You have to be grateful before you could receive it.
Yes. And so that leads us to that statement, gratitude, which is also generosity on its other side, right? With one comes the other. Because if you do not see what you have been offered, you cannot offer it, right? You cannot become generous if you do not know that you have been infinitely gifted already. Not like when I finally get the something, then anything, you have already been infinitely gifted. That's gratitude, leading to generosity. And then the humility, which says, it is mine by requirement to share, to contribute, to propagate, to cultivate. And then all the other pieces. Okay, so we're going to sit now. We're going to sit quietly for part of this time necessarily because we're going to be listening and looking. So just know we can use seeing in this particular practice, especially as we lose contact or connection to the interconnectedness. Everybody okay? Interconnectedness, interbeing. If you are sitting in a place, I would turn towards the window, making contact with that. And so Antonio Machado, here is the poem that has come back to me that has not been in my heart for a while, and see what it means for you. The wind one brilliant day called to my soul with an odor of jasmine. In return for the odor of my jasmine, I'd like all the odor of your roses. I have no roses. All the flowers in my garden are dead. Well then, I'll take the withered petals and the yellow leaves and the waters of the fountain. And the wind left, and I wept, and I said to myself, this is the question, what have you done with the garden that has been entrusted to you? Eyes open or closed. Making contact with that garden that has been gifted. This is how we begin. Gifted to you. You can simply stay present to this garden moment. The sounds, the smells, that giant tree holding us. The in-breath and the out-breath. The garden breath. In no way separate. No way. Only a part. And then I am asked every day, what do I place my mind on? And the garden answers. Settling the body with each out-breath. Letting the garden soak into you as it is. as you are. Recognizing the blessings that have been gifted to me in gratitude. The first step on the path. And then we can not only be in this moment, we could look back at the garden of our own lives. And let that happen. The garden of our own lives and the gifts we have received. The loving care, the mentorship, the patience, the support, the quiet presence. The laughter, the humor, the joy, the grief. Each a ripened fruit. The Dharma is everywhere. There is nothing to think. Each sound, each felt sense, each smell, each thought, a gift. How do I use these gifts to the good? How do I recognize, propagate, cultivate? Making your own life also a gift. The Buddha used the word bhavana, bhavana meaning to cultivate. He never really talked about enlightenment. He talked about the cultivation of causes and conditions that contributed to the end of suffering, not only for oneself, but others. This is where the practice becomes your life. No separation. We are not only the receivers, we are the cultivators of the gift, beginning with the gift of awareness, the gift of attention, the gift of this breath, and how we choose to use it. Well, we could begin by breathing it, knowing that we're breathing, says the Buddha. Breathing, knowing that you're breathing. A beautiful beginning. And that the garden is breathing too. And that life is breathing us both. What do you choose to do with this garden entrusted to you? This is not a judgment. This is not a harshness. It can often be misunderstood. It is an invitation. Where do I choose to place the mind then? This one breath. Immediately impacting everything. The giver, the gifter, the gift, and the receiver, each one, each breath. And can we offer then simply the gift of presence to begin? Maybe one of the greatest generosities, that we gather the mind, we gather the heart, we invite this body present, and then we rest in the exchange. As we breathe in those blessings and breathe them out, we rest in infinite gratitude. Gratitude on the in-breath, we take it in fully. And gratitude on the out-breath, we fully release the moment to make room for the next. Offering blessings. And this doesn't have to come with language. There's a little bit of a misunderstanding, I think, often, particularly in studying the Brahma Viharas, which is beautiful. But the very gift, the very blessing is your presence. You are here for it. Gratitude arises from this. Where there is presence, there is attention. Where there is attention, there is now the ripened field for love. Care. Generosity. And cultivation. See if you can't make contact with the truth of that as you sit here. You cannot love a sound you do not hear. A person you do not see or make contact with. We cannot respond with generosity if we are not willing to turn towards suffering as well. And so we sit in this garden and be still. This garden of your own being. The garden that has been entrusted first to you. How shall I care for what has been and is being offered to me? How shall I care for this? So that I can live it forward. Be it now. Offering it then as a gift. And I think one of the best ways we can remain faithful to the possibility, to the vow, to the practice, to the Dharma, is to drop in on those essential realities with presence every day. And then spend the whole rest of the day living it. Receiving the gift, this precious human life, and then being the gift with kindness, wisdom, compassion, appreciation, and gratitude, and then giving the gift throughout the whole of the day. Well, the practice has never asked that we cultivate a perfect life. This is not the requirement. It has asked that we continue. And that is a certain faithfulness. And may we be faithful to ourselves, to the Dharma, and may we live it generously, wisely, fearlessly. And may all beings, including the garden, benefit. So be it. Any thoughts or shares, observations before we pass our bowl of shared blessings? I'm calling that bowl of shared blessings, which is what a sangha is, in fact. What has been entrusted to you? And we can often take a long view on this. And I think a long view is wise. And I also think the present moment is wise. That we just know what's now as well.
May your light shine.
Right now. Right now. And it can't shine, can it, if we are not here? It's not going to do it without you. It requires all of you. And we often look for, I think we often look for evidence that that's because of the things we like, right? I think we can have a tendency to go, well, I could do that if, learn some other and or that then you'd be nicer, or wouldn't have to spend so much time out there, or the whatever. And remember, what I'm saying is the garden uses everything. Everything is the light, in fact, then. And we don't have conditions for that. We have to be careful because we can mistake the light for pleasant in a very, very big way. Very big way. Well, I'm not getting any light, so how am I going to give it if I don't get it? Right? This is not accurate. There is a delusion operating called it's not the way I liked it, or wanted it, or chose it, or feel like it, and all those things are also fine because we can use those too, can't we? We can use that I didn't want that as a, right? And then how can I be with that in recognition, with acceptance, a certain kind of opening, and then how do I use this for myself? You get to begin there. Just how do I use this moment, and then how do I use this going forward? And when you have surgeries in particular, or you get injuries like I've recently done, or you spend 4 days in Vegas and you cannot figure out why you're there. You cannot, you got to go, whoops, wait a minute. Here I am in these conditions. How do I use this? How do I use this? So that I don't collapse, so that I don't go into aversions, so that I don't disconnect from the realities of greed, hatred, delusion as a part of this world as well, without cultivating my own greed, called these are not my conditions, which is very easy to do. Otherwise, propagating something you are not going to like the taste of, and it is guaranteed. You are not going to like the taste. So Vegas is not the problem. Vegas is also an opportunity. And how do I love my brother then too? How do I do that?
Hey, Di,
Yes.
it's Robin.
Yes.
I'm sitting on my patio, and there are two swallows that have a nest that they were trying to get to, but my dog was kind of not allowing it. So as we meditated, I just held him. Well, not held him, but just and just thinking the things that you're saying about the garden and everything, kind of having a way of living together. And now he's just sitting there, and the swallows are sitting on their nest.
Yes.
It just is. It was a perfect meditation
Yeah.
for that moment.
Yeah. How beautiful is that? Everything can live together.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh, it already is.
The garden is a light eater.
Yeah.
And makes oxygen, which is pretty handy.
Yeah. Which is another kind of essential nutriment, isn't it? Essential nutriments. Every breath, every moment. And it doesn't mean we have to deny suffering. This is a common mistake, is to go, well, I only turn towards the light. I only see the good. And yes, you do. And not only, because there is the truth of suffering. There is the truth of insufficiency. It is not life, however. It is not life. It is what we're doing with it. Going, but I wanted it to be blue. I didn't want it. I wanted all my, the gardener who came said, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to get very few tomatoes. You over fertilize. Oh, no. And I remember Juan taking a whole handful of something, plopping it in there. So I have the greenest, largest tomato plants without a tomato.
Wow.
Because we overdid it. Now, how beautiful to know this. again because I'm going, wow, we're really going to hit the pay dirt to these things are this big. And she went, no, that isn't going to happen. You might as well cut these back and just see what, right? Because now that you've utilized over nitrogen, will give a lot of green stuff and no fruit. And so, can't we? A lot of good stuff. We can get a lot of good stuff and no fruit because you become drunk on it.
Can I ask a very personal, specific? Because I'm sitting here taking in these teachings, and what keeps coming up is, yeah, but something breaks in my apartment every day.
Yes.
And so that last night when the garbage disposal didn't work for the second time in a week,
Yes.
how do I mean, I've tried to think about how busy the property manager is and how lucky I am to be living here and so on and so forth. And is that all we're talking about, or
I don't think
not
so.
happy that there are
You'd
so
like to
many
have
things
things that
wrong?
work. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, you have some expectation that they should work.
I do.
Yeah.
And there's some beliefs that for the
Yeah.
double the rent in Ohio,
For the big rent, yeah.
things
So
would work.
it's good to start there,
Yeah.
right, for all of us to go, why am I imagining this should be different than it is? Well, because I like garbage disposal and I'm paying a lot of rent and I think it should be. And I just think knowing that's helpful. And so to offer that to ourselves, I think, is very important without criticism.
Like, yes, sweetheart.
Yes.
You do wish it was different.
Right? Don't you want to think? And then, so let's just stay with that. So then we go, okay, so I really like the idea of a garbage disposal that works. And I like the idea of a husband who communicates emotional language. And I like sons who are grateful. And they like, right? And I just could give yourself that.
Okay.
Right? I just like the things I like. By the way, not a problem. And then you start to laugh a little bit, right? Because I'd rather that finch be sound than the crow, and then I'd rather the right. And you could go on all day, couldn't you? In fact, it's a fun practice, and we do. Yes, that's part of the point.
I can tell you all the things
And
I like.
so, just knowing aversion is aversion is helpful,
Okay.
and just then for me, knowing the consequence of aversion to my own mind body. It has consequence, and I don't like it. It's tight, it's hot, it's hard, it's grippy. My brain spins and then gets caught in a little small circle I call them whirlpools. And should and why not? And how come? And then you didn't. And then I notice I'm miserable. And I also know it had nothing to do with the garbage disposal. I'm not confused at all. It doesn't mean we don't do something. We don't act skillfully. We don't, but not first. Not first. I think we better know really what we're propagating first. Because if it's resentments, if it's aversion, don't act, folks. Don't act.
That's what I'm thinking. What are the nutriments? Like, I'm not getting any,
Yes.
so far.
Opportunity.
Nutriment.
Every seed is an opportunity to grow something. So what is it? Jean wants help. What is it?
Well,
What
I feel
can
like
grow?
Jean is getting the nutriment. You're starting with the awareness that you're frustrated, agitated, or have an idea that you should have whatever. That is the nutriment. You're starting with the nutriment. It's not getting you what you want, which is I just want to feel at ease now.
Yeah.
But you are still getting the nutriment.
The
It's
recognition.
It's a practice.
Yeah.
And then the rest does come. It does come. Keep recognizing. Keep, going dear. Yes, dear.
Yeah, I didn't
That
think
is
of
the
that as
start. That is
nutriment.
the start.
It is.
You're right.
As well as the difficulty, Jean. The
Yeah.
difficulty is a seed. Because by my very recognition that this feels difficult for me, and you don't have to change that.
Right.
Right? There's no I have to be
Yeah.
different, or I've got to learn to love the garbage disposal. I mean, this is some
That's
old
what I'm looking for.
this is an old myth. And yes, ultimately in the ultimate truth, we recognize this garbage disposal is not my problem, is also true. But in this moment, just going, this feels horrible. And every time I breathe that in, that judgment, that right demand, that wanting, that it hurts. It hurts me. Me.
Yeah.
Hurts me, not the garbage disposal. And then that old saying, I take the poison pill hoping the other will die. We're really the ingesters of the difficult, right? It should be like this. I pay high rent. Look, we start feeding then these believed thoughts. It doesn't mean you don't want or deserve a garbage. It's not the point. But the point is, what am I propagating now? Distress, unhappiness, dis-ease, frustration, right? It doesn't mean we don't act skillfully, though.
And I go for the one thing I've come up with is, okay, I can have gratitude for all the times I use a garbage disposal and it works. But after a few weeks of something breaking every day,
Yeah.
and then listening to the teachings, I'm like, where else can I
Yes.
be more open or
So,
you know?
so one, your own recognition
Okay.
that this is not wanting something
Yeah.
and propagating the not wanting or wanting it to be different is a certain
Okay.
suffering.
Yeah.
You start there.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just knowing this. And then what's the second thing? We could feel for all those just like us
All
who
those
want
poor
something
people
else.
whose garbage disposal don't
At the
work.
beginning, couldn't you go for all those? I'll breathe for me and all those just like me who want a working garbage disposal.
By
And
the
then,
way, Jean,
yes.
sorry.
Go
By
ahead.
the way, Jean,
Yes.
I went for at least a month with my landlord trying to fix my garbage disposal. Must be the complex.
I guess it is, Robin.
So we could
Sorry
breathe
about
for
that.
Robin. And we could breathe for all the Jeans and all the Robins who want something now. We don't, and
Who
then we
want
let go of the
something
garbage
they
disposal
can't have.
because this is
Or
really
that
not
isn't
the
the way it
point.
is.
Who want it a certain way and are frustrated, distressed, or fearful. Because
See,
isn't that it?
Yeah.
That it
That's
can't
it.
be okay.
It's
Isn't
not the
it?
garbage
It's
disposal.
not about the garbage disposal.
Isn't that another way of learning impermanence? It can't
At
always,
least,
and that we cling to that. We
yes.
want everything to be just right all the time, and the truth is it's not.
No. Impermanence is in there. What else is in there? The recognition of the causes and conditions that contribute to suffering, which has nothing to do with the garbage disposal. And if you make it about that, you've got a big problem because then you lose it for the goddamn the thing, and then goddamn the person who didn't fix the thing, and then, right? And now we're all wrapped up in this, and you can't see anything. And what you certainly can't see is the quality of one's own heart mind that contributes to distress and to the end of it. See, we get stuck. Not just contributes to the suffering, is right there for us to contribute to its end. What can we do? I'm not playing that storyline. I'm not going to play that. I am going to call the person. I am going to say, look, we've got to work this out, or you've got to give me an adjustment, right, for the time. But we don't do it with hatred, ill will, aversion, greed at all. We just say, let's get this right. Let's figure out a way together. And you can't do that from that stuck spot.
Yeah.
Not possible. It won't matter what you do, by the way. And with the saccharine sweet voice, it won't go anywhere.
And we
'Cause
can't force anything.
you cannot.
Either, right?
No.
You can't force yourself. Well, I should just now
No.
be happy because I have this.
Because
Forget
I'm here.
about
Doesn't
that,
work
right?
that
Just
way.
come back to there's the mind saying I should have.
There's me in
this
wanting.
way.
There's you in wanting. There's us all in wanting, which is a part of this real human path. And I can then see suffering and its inherent internal and cause everywhere. And then what do I choose to do with that? How do I want to work with that? And maybe nothing but self-compassion in the moment to go, I will feel for myself and everybody who wants stuff a certain way. Because then we're really.
Because that's the whole human race.
That
right
is
there.
it. And there's nobody excluded from that thing.
Yeah.
And now you're breathing for the whole of humanity throughout all time. Look at how big your heart mind
Wow.
just got.
Mhm.
I'm breathing for everybody forever. Because everybody was, I wanted it just like that. And then it didn't. And then I feel very entitled to the rage, the distress, the I have. And then I feel very comfortable acting that out in a way that's going to get me absolutely nothing.
Well, and complaining about it to everybody, which
It
gets
makes
me
it
nowhere.
worse.
Gets you less.
Yeah,
And now
Yeah.
makes everybody else miserable.
right.
So right, this is the practice. It's right here for us. And can we be grateful for the knowing? And the answer is, how lucky are we? Because we get to decide now. What do I want to do with that? Rather than just spin and it doesn't mean you don't get to have a working garbage disposal. It means how am I going to be with that?
It's
Just the garden, right?
Yes.
This is that entrusted garden.
Yeah.
underneath that frustration, seeing that grasping, that is so subtle and hard for me. The
Yes.
grasping, and
Yes.
then underneath that, like what's driving that grasping? Like
Yes.
that's a place that
Yes.
is just
It's so challenging and so easy. Also, how is it easy? Because it hurts. It's miserable. I'm depressed. I'm hopeless. I'm helpless. I'm going, my life, and this is not. And you can go, I don't know what's happening. Grasping is somewhere. That would be a start. Grasping happening somewhere. I can't even catch how it's. I just know. And aversion around the things I didn't want. We know these three are the primary poisons. And I think life is amazing and consciousness is amazing because we pick up that bad news first so quickly. And the Buddha said, oh, notice, because it's going to be here. You're going to notice that you didn't like it. You're going to notice you didn't want it. You're going to notice, and you're going to notice the suffering. And he said, this is the first brilliant knowing. Now, what you do with it takes lifetime. So that I can smile at my own aversion. Vegas, as an example.
Diana, can you speak a little bit about right action, that the nuance of that? Because I find what I'm doing sometimes is almost like bypassing. I can put my consciousness in a place that's much more comfortable than
Yes.
the reality of the
Whatever's,
difficulty that's right here.
yes.
And
Yeah.
I haven't quite, in some moments, in some situations, I'm not quite able to get to that place where I can feel the spaciousness that it's time to act.
Yes.
And so sometimes it's almost like I bring myself and rest somewhere else a little bit,
Yes.
but an action is needed. But I'm not quite at that place where I can take right action.
Yes. So there's a little mistake, Denise, around right action, because non-action can often be the first right action. Let's start there. And I would say start there. Creating space for oneself first so that I can feel the truth of it. Not think, what do I do now at all, but just stay with how am I right now. Distressed, angry, frustrated. Feel like this needs to stop right now, and I need to be the purveyor of that. Right? I would not act from that.
Feels like there's a little bit of a dance between avoidance and
There is.
some old patterns.
Oh, dissociation. I can just
Yeah.
leave
Right.
is also one. Well, they don't feel the same.
Right.
That these don't feel this. Dissociation is la 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 la. You don't. There is no reflection. There is no integration. There is no this is difficult, and I'm just trying to figure out how to metabolize this moment. And it comes with burps and farts and indigestion, right? And what should I do then? Recognize and be with that. And me just off there somewhere, seems like you have a little insight going. Like I might just tra-la-la off into
Right
my
action
safe.
is the fourth of the Noble Truths.
That's right.
There's
Doesn't
three
come
before
first.
that. There's three before that.
Doesn't come. But I'd stay with the burp and the I'm out of this, but how did that, like, how did I get there? Because there is a bypass in it. And particularly young goddess, behavior, by the way, particularly because I want to live the beauty of this. I want to live the possibility of this. And I know it because I have been it, right? And there's no way to do it. You have to sit in the muck of that, the dirty water,
No mud, no lotus.
no mud, no lotus, going, I don't know what to do besides kill him. I don't know what to do besides kill the guy. And I'm using my example. I'm going to kill the guy. And people have heard me say this out loud over 17 years. I'm going to cut him up and bury him in the backyard.
Oh, Jesus. More nutrient.
I have
for
said
the
this out
garden.
loud. Because that's, yeah, I'm going to cut. Nobody, one day he'll be gone.
It must be a Chicago
And
thing.
people will go, where did he
Yes,
go?
it's a Chicago thing.
Chicago. It's definitely a Chicago thing. He'll be gone and they'll go, where'd he go? And I'll go, I don't know. And then the things will grow better. Right? But I could be honest about the resentment, about the anger, about the wanting that to be gone. I could even watch myself pretend the good thing to do is now go back in and say lovingly, dear, I think there might be a conversation to have. I'm ready to do that whenever you're ready. And he was never ready. That was the end of that conversation, lovingly. It's like, that's not working out that well. That's just avoid. But no, I'll stay in my perceived goodness, sweetness. And by the way, that's not probably how it comes. It comes from first dropping in completely on one's own distress. Really, my distress. And how do I first attend to that? Not to, because there's no action to take, is there? While that's left unattended. In my distress. Can I just be in distress? Going, that didn't feel good. I didn't like that. That feels sick. My stomach's tight. And what do? Well, get yourself to a safe place, at least, where you can go, I can at least be with me in that, and probably not in the middle of an argument or a shutdown. Right, probably not. Not good to stay in that. It is good to take a step out intentionally, isn't it? With intent, understanding there will be something to do, say, not before we stay with her. No different than Jean should not talk to her property manager before going, I'm recognizing my frustration and a little bit my expectation that things should work at this rent. And that they should work, and if they're broken, they should be fixed right away. And by the way, this isn't the problem. It's just knowing for oneself. And everything else is a bypass. Everything else. Called I can skillfully say, no, not so much. Not without first going, I don't like this. And I don't like you. And I certainly don't like you like this. And I don't want to be here anymore. And by the way, it doesn't mean it's wholly true. It means this is just the dialogue of the present moment. Can I hear myself?
The storyline.
The storyline. And it's playing even when you've put your mind on another story. Haven't we? We've switched channels because we're learning how to do it. Going, I'm not going to think that. I'm not going to think that. I'm going to think this is a loving partner. And I'm going to act skillfully. And I go right on into there and leak. And that partner's looking at me going, yeah, you got nothing going on. You're just cleverly resentful. Clever. You look sweet, but it's saccharine.
You know, all of our people that are on Zoom are really missing out being here today.
They really are missing.
And
Greg's saying you're missing being in the garden.
And one of the biggest things that they're missing
I know what you're going
is
to say.
those
I
blue
know.
toenails.
Jim's blue toenails. Oh my God. Now, here's the sad truth. We're already at 9:08. We are going to pass the bowl because that is part of our practice for today. So for those who can stay with us, if you would get this. This is a long conversation.
I'm so glad I asked. I
Yes.
was embarrassed to ask about my garbage disposal, so thank you, everybody.
No, it's the same with
I
it's a
wanted to bring it
partner, a
home.
garbage disposal, right? And so we're going to. There is a glass. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a moment, and we're going to get a little still, and we're going to reflect on that question for just a moment, and particularly this week. Then, what is the garden that has been entrusted to me this week? Has there been a way to cultivate equality in relationship to that seed? Is there a way to cultivate equality? Self-compassion we've talked about, a certain patience, a certain non-judgment in regard to one's own pains and difficulties, a way of staying with oneself even when it is difficult, cultivating something we hope over time begins to flourish into a way of being. A way of being. And we drop with the pebble then one of, I would say, two things. Both the event, right, this event that has stimulated the possibility for this quality, and the strength, the courage, the hope, the faith to continue to cultivate whatever that quality is. If it is skillfulness, then that. Recognizing that skillfulness is not first, that right view and right intention will come well before it, as an example. And then I'd like to pass the bowl, place it in. We're not going to say anything. I just like you to drop it. Yeah. And we're going to listen to the sound. Blessings being shared. I'm going to drop in several pebbles here for our Sangha on Zoom. So know that you are being represented as well as my own. Listening to the sound. This is going to be placed on the altar, which will be behind Jeanette there. Know that you on Zoom are included. Your pebbles are included. We're going to sit for a moment before the Bodhisattva prayer. Remembering that we are all the gift, the giver, and the receiver. That we will try and fail and try and fail. And that failure by itself is beautiful. Because we will try again. And this is in fact the path. It is not a moment. It is in fact, from the Buddha's point of view, lifetimes of cultivation, bhavana. What will you do with the garden that is entrusted to you just this moment? And then gathering our hands to our hearts in whatever way feels inspiring, nourishing, kind to us. May we then recite the Bodhisattva prayer. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles. And for the boundless multitudes of living beings, may I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and the sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow and all are awakened. May we all be happy. May we all be free from pain and suffering. May we all recognize the infinite gifts and blessings of this precious human life, and may we use them to the good. And may we rest and dwell in bhavana, the cultivation of wisdom, compassion, loving kindness, and equanimity, until all beings are free and awake. And may we be grateful and glad for the Sangha, for its continuation and its contribution, its infinite contribution to the good for all. Thank you all. So be it. Infinite reasons for you to be here in the garden when you can. Next week is the 11th of July, and we will be in the garden on the 11th. So we hope that you will join us for that if you can. Come see the beautiful mandala, the bowl with the pebble. You are being invited this week to do exactly the same. To be collecting a pebble for practice each day. That pebble representing some cultivating bhavana quality. Then you bring that one which you think would best be a contribution, not only to you, but to the community. That bowl's going to stay there and only get larger, is what's going to happen. As a beautiful reminder of the shared blessings of this most wonderful community. Thank you all so much. Happy birthday, country. Happy birthday, country. And we are a part of that. We are a part of that. Always contributing to making that better. So look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. We'll be talking about this again. Some more. We're not letting go of this topic just yet. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful coleslaw, potato salad, barbecue.
Miss being there.
Yeah, gooey brownie day. Whatever you're making there. Be well, everyone. Good to see you all.
Do you often do your nails, Jim?
up there, right.
Do you often do your nails?
Yeah, well, I don't think he's the first my
Thank you. I feel too good.
With Henry, my neighbor, he's 85.